Introduction. Croatia has emerged from relative obscurity to become one of Europe's most coveted destinations, capturing the imagination of travelers with its extraordinary blend of natural splendor and cultural depth. This Mediterranean gem stretches along the eastern shore of the Adriatic Sea, where more than 1,000 islands create a mesmerizing archipelago of pristine beaches, hidden coves, and ancient harbor towns. The country's landscape encompasses far more than its famous coastline, offering visitors medieval towns that seem frozen in time, cascading waterfalls that defy description, and rugged mountain ranges that provide endless opportunities for adventure. From the imposing ancient walls of Dubrovnik that have witnessed centuries of maritime trade and political intrigue to the ethereal beauty of Plitvice Lakes where water has carved a natural masterpiece through limestone and dolomite rock, Croatia presents a tapestry of experiences that satisfy every type of traveler. The hilltop villages of Istria whisper tales of Venetian merchants and truffle hunters, while the island of Hvar pulses with contemporary energy, attracting yacht setters and backpackers alike to its sun-drenched shores and vibrant nightlife. This remarkable country manages to balance its old-world charm with a modern vibrancy that makes it both timeless and thoroughly contemporary. This comprehensive guide will take you on a journey through Croatia's diverse regions, from the sun-baked Dalmatian coast to the continental charm of Zagreb, exploring the cities that define its character and the natural wonders that take your breath away. We'll delve into the country's rich culinary traditions, navigate its transportation networks, understand its cultural nuances, and provide practical insights that will transform your Croatian adventure from a simple vacation into an unforgettable exploration of one of Europe's most captivating destinations. The allure of Croatia. The appeal of Croatia lies not in any single attraction but in its remarkable diversity and the seamless way it weaves together different experiences into a cohesive whole. The country's extensive coastline, stretching for nearly 6,000 kilometers when including its islands, offers some of the Mediterranean's most spectacular seascapes. The Dalmatian coast, in particular, has become synonymous with azure waters, dramatic cliffs, and historic ports where stone buildings seem to grow directly from the sea. These coastal areas provide endless opportunities for swimming in crystal-clear waters, sailing between islands each with its own distinct character, and discovering secluded beaches accessible only by boat or hidden hiking trails. Croatia's historical and cultural richness adds profound depth to its natural beauty. The country sits at a fascinating crossroads of civilizations, where Roman amphitheaters stand testament to ancient imperial ambitions, Venetian palazzos reflect centuries of maritime trade dominance, Ottoman influences remind visitors of turbulent medieval conflicts, and Austro-Hungarian architecture speaks to more recent imperial connections. This layered history isn't confined to the museums, but lives in the streets, squares, and daily life of Croatian cities, where locals still gather in Roman forums, worship in medieval churches, and conduct business in Renaissance loggia. The natural wonders of Croatia extend far beyond its famous coastline into an interior landscape of extraordinary beauty and ecological diversity. National parks protect pristine wilderness areas where waterfalls cascade through ancient forests, rivers carve dramatic canyons through karst mountains, and endemic species thrive in carefully preserved habitats. These protected areas offer hiking trails that range from gentle walks suitable for families to challenging mountain ascents that reward adventurers with panoramic views stretching from alpine peaks to the distant sea. Despite its growing popularity among international travelers, Croatia maintains a level of affordability that makes it accessible to a wide range of budgets. While prices in tourist hotspots have risen with increased demand, particularly during peak summer months, the country still offers exceptional value compared to many Western European destinations. Local restaurants serve fresh seafood and regional specialties at reasonable prices, family-run guest houses provide authentic hospitality without luxury price tags, and public transportation remains an economical way to explore even the most scenic routes. The accessibility of Croatia has improved dramatically in recent years, with direct flights connecting major European cities to multiple Croatian airports, well-maintained highways linking different regions, and an extensive ferry network that makes island hopping both practical and enjoyable. This improved infrastructure means that travelers can easily combine different experiences, perhaps starting with cultural exploration in Zagreb, moving to outdoor adventures in Plitvice Lakes, and concluding with relaxation on the Dalmatian Islands. Seasonal considerations understanding. Croatia's seasonal patterns is crucial for planning an optimal visit, as the country experiences dramatic variations in weather, crowds, and atmosphere throughout the year. The peak summer season, running from June through August, transforms Croatia into a Mediterranean playground where warm weather creates perfect conditions for beach activities and island exploration. During these months, coastal towns buzz with energy as international visitors mingle with vacationing Croatians, festivals fill ancient amphitheaters with music and performance, and ferry schedules expand to accommodate increased demand for island connections. However, this popularity comes with trade-offs including higher accommodation prices, crowded attractions, and the need for advance reservations, particularly in sought-after destinations like Dubrovnik and Hvar. The shoulder seasons of late spring and early autumn offer what many consider the ideal balance for Croatian travel. May, September, and October provide mild, pleasant weather that's perfect for sightseeing without the intense heat of summer, while the Adriatic Sea remains warm enough for comfortable swimming well into October. These months see fewer tourists, allowing for more intimate experiences at major attractions and better opportunities to interact with locals who have more time to share their stories and recommendations. Prices for accommodation and services typically drop significantly compared to peak season, and the landscape takes on different but equally beautiful characteristics, from spring wildflowers carpeting Istrian meadows to autumn's golden light illuminating medieval stone towns. The low season, stretching from November through April, reveals a different side of Croatia that many visitors never experience. While many coastal establishments close for winter and ferry schedules reduce dramatically, this period offers unique advantages for certain types of travel. Cities like Zagreb and Split maintain their vitality year-round, with locals reclaiming spaces that summer tourists dominate, creating authentic urban experiences. Cultural attractions remain open and uncrowded, allowing for contemplative exploration of museums, galleries, and historic sites. Winter also brings opportunities for skiing in the Gorski Kotar region and experiencing traditional holiday celebrations that showcase Croatian customs and cuisine. Exploring Croatia's regions, the Dalmatian coast. The Dalmatian coast represents the Croatia of postcards and travel dreams, a stunning stretch of coastline where mountains plunge dramatically into the clearest waters of the Mediterranean. This region extends from Zadar in the north to Dubrovnik in the south, encompassing historic cities, countless islands, and some of Europe's most beautiful beaches. The geography here is defined by the Dinaric Alps, which run parallel to the coast, creating a dramatic backdrop and protecting the shoreline from continental weather patterns. Dubrovnik, deservedly known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, stands as perhaps Croatia's most iconic destination. The city's perfectly preserved medieval walls encircle an old town that seems lifted from a fairy tale, with limestone streets polished smooth by centuries of footsteps, Baroque churches that gleam in the Mediterranean sun, and palaces that speak to the city's former status as a powerful maritime republic. Walking the city walls provides not just spectacular views over terracotta rooftops to the Sapphire Sea beyond, but also a tangible connection to history, as these fortifications successfully protected Dubrovnik's independence for centuries. The city's recent fame as a filming location for Game of Thrones has added a new dimension to its appeal, though its true magic lies in experiences like watching sunset from Mount Srd, accessible by cable car, or taking an early morning swim from the rocky beaches below the walls. Split, Croatia's second-largest city, offers a completely different but equally compelling urban experience. The city's heart beats within the walls of Diocletian's palace, not a museum but a living neighborhood where people inhabit buildings constructed for a Roman emperor 17 centuries ago. The palace's ancient stones now support apartments, restaurants, bars, and shops, creating a unique blend where daily life unfolds among World Heritage architecture. The Riva, Split's waterfront promenade, serves as the city's social center, where locals and visitors alike gather for morning coffee, evening strolls, and the ritual of seeing and being seen that defines Mediterranean culture. From Split's busy port, ferries depart regularly for the islands, making it an ideal base for exploring the central Dalmatian archipelago. The Dalmatian islands each possess distinct personalities that reward travelers who venture beyond the mainland. Hvar has earned a reputation as Croatia's most glamorous island, where luxury yachts fill the harbour, cocktail bars occupy Venetian loggia, and beach clubs provide hedonistic escapes on the nearby Parklini Islands. Yet Hvar offers more than just glamour, with lavender fields perfuming the interior, abandoned villages telling stories of depopulation, and family wineries producing exceptional wines from indigenous grape varieties. Brač, home to the famous Slatni Rat Beach whose golden pebble spit changes shape with wind and currents, attracts families and windsurfers while maintaining a more laid-back atmosphere than its famous neighbor. Korčula, allegedly the birthplace of Marco Polo, enchants visitors with its miniature walled town, traditional sword dances, and excellent white wines. Vis, long closed to tourists as a Yugoslav military base, has emerged as a destination for those seeking authenticity, with excellent seafood restaurants, pristine beaches accessible only by boat, and a relaxed atmosphere that recalls the Dalmatia of decades past. Istria Peninsula. Istria, Croatia's heart-shaped peninsula jutting into the northern Adriatic, offers a distinctly different experience from Dalmatia, one heavily influenced by its centuries under Venetian and later Austro-Hungarian rule. The region feels almost Italian in places, with bilingual signs, a tradition of excellent wine and olive oil production, and an emphasis on gastronomy that rivals any Mediterranean destination. The landscape here varies from a rocky coastline dotted with fishing villages to an interior of rolling hills topped with medieval towns, truffle-rich forests, and carefully tended vineyards. Rovinj stands out as Istria's most photogenic coastal town, where narrow cobblestone streets wind upward through a forest of pastel-coloured houses to the Church of St. Euphemia, whose bell tower dominates the skyline and serves as a beacon for boats approaching the harbour. The town's Venetian heritage is evident everywhere, from the Italian-speaking locals to the architecture that wouldn't look out of place across the Adriatic. Artists have long been drawn to Rovinj's romantic atmosphere and quality of light, establishing galleries and studios that add cultural depth to the town's visual appeal. The protected forest park of Slatni, just south of town, provides easy hiking and cycling trails along with numerous spots for swimming in the remarkably clear water. Pula, Istria's largest city, surprises visitors with one of the world's best preserved Roman amphitheaters, a massive arena that once held 20,000 spectators and now hosts summer concerts and film festivals. The city's Roman heritage extends beyond the amphitheater to include a well-preserved temple, triumphal arch, and forum, creating an open-air museum integrated into the urban fabric. Modern Pula maintains a working city atmosphere that provides insight into contemporary Croatian life away from tourist-focused coastal resorts. The interior of Istria reveals the region's agricultural heart and medieval heritage. Motovun, perhaps the most spectacular of Istria's hilltop towns, rises from morning mists like something from a fantasy novel, its fortified walls and towers overlooking vineyards and the forest where truffle hunters search for valuable white and black truffles with specially trained dogs. The annual Truffle Festival celebrates this prized ingredient that has become synonymous with Istrian cuisine. Other hilltop settlements like Grožnjan, known for its summer music academy and artist residence, and Opolj, with its stunning valley views, reward those who venture into the interior with authentic experiences and excellent local wine and olive oil. Continental Croatia. While coastal Croatia captures most international attention, the continental regions offer equally rewarding experiences for those willing to venture inland. Zagreb, the capital and largest city, pulses with an energy distinct from the leisurely Mediterranean pace of the coast. The city divides into the medieval upper town, where government buildings and churches cluster around atmospheric squares, and the lower town, where Austro-Hungarian architecture frames parks, museums, and bustling commercial streets. Zagreb's cafe culture rivals Vienna's, with locals treating coffee not as fuel but as a social ritual that can extend for hours. The city's museums range from conventional collections of fine art to the quirky Museum of Broken Relationships, which displays artifacts and stories from failed romances worldwide. Dolac Market brings color and life to the city center, where vendors sell everything from fresh produce to traditional handicrafts under distinctive red umbrellas. Plitvice Lakes National Park stands as Croatia's most visited natural attraction, and for good reason. The park projects a series of 16 terraced lakes connected by waterfalls that seem to defy natural laws with their vivid turquoise and green colors. The lakes formed through thousands of years of limestone deposition, creating natural dams that continue to grow and change. Wooden walkways wind through this watery wonderland, allowing visitors to experience the lakes from various perspectives while protecting the fragile travertine formations. The park changes character with the seasons, from the powerful flow of spring snowmelt to the frozen waterfalls of winter, though summer's lush greenery and warm weather create ideal visiting conditions. The eastern region of Slavonia remains largely undiscovered by international tourism, offering insights into traditional Croatian culture and cuisine distinct from the Mediterranean coast. The region's flat, fertile plains support extensive agriculture, including vineyards producing increasingly respected wines. Osijek, Slavonia's main city, showcases Baroque architecture in its fortress district and maintains strong cultural traditions, including folklore festivals featuring traditional costumes and dances. The nearby Kopaki Nature Park protects one of Europe's largest wetlands, where the Danube and Drava rivers create a haven for hundreds of bird species. Cultural dimensions. Croatia's cultural landscape reflects its position at the intersection of Central European, Mediterranean, and Balkan influences. This cultural complexity manifests in everything from architecture to cuisine, from religious practices to social customs. Understanding these cultural dimensions enhances any visit, transforming simple sightseeing into meaningful engagement with a living culture. The country's religious heritage, predominantly Roman Catholic but with Orthodox and Islamic minorities, has profoundly shaped its art, architecture, and social customs. Churches and monasteries often occupy the most prominent positions in towns and cities, their bells marking time and calling communities to worship and celebration. Religious festivals punctuate the calendar, from solemn Easter processions to exuberant patron saint celebrations that combine devotion with festivity. The tradition of clapper singing, recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage, originated in church music but has evolved into a broader expression of Dalmatian identity, with groups of men, and increasingly women harmonizing a cappella in squares, restaurants, and festivals. Croatia's festival calendar reflects both ancient traditions and contemporary creativity. The Dubrovnik Summer Festival transforms the entire old town into a stage for classical music, theatre, and dance performances that take advantage of historic settings. Split's Ultra Europe Festival represents the opposite extreme, bringing electronic music fans from around the world for a week of parties in Diocletian's palace and on nearby beaches. Smaller festivals celebrate everything from truffles in Istria to medieval tournaments in various historic towns, providing windows into local culture and opportunities for participation rather than mere observation. Culinary journey. Croatian cuisine tells the story of the country's geography and history through its regional variations and seasonal ingredients. Coastal cuisine naturally emphasizes seafood, with the daily catch prepared simply to highlight freshness and quality. Grilled fish, often whole and seasoned only with olive oil, garlic, and parsley, represents the pinnacle of Dalmatian cooking. Black risotto, colored and flavored with cuttlefish ink, appears on menus throughout the coastal regions, while bozzara, a method of preparing shellfish with white wine, garlic, and breadcrumbs, showcases the Italian influence on Croatian cooking. The tradition of peka, where meat or seafood cooks slowly under a bell-shaped lid covered with hot coals, produces incredibly tender and flavorful dishes that require advance ordering in restaurants. Istrian cuisine has gained international recognition for its sophisticated use of local ingredients, particularly truffles, olive oil, and wine. The region's pasta dishes show clear Italian influence, but with Croatian twists, such as fuzi with truffle sauce or plikanci with wild asparagus. Istrian olive oils regularly win international competitions, with producers offering tastings that reveal the complexity possible in this ancient product. The region's wine production includes indigenous varieties like Malvasia for whites and Terran for reds, alongside international varieties adapted to local terroir. Continental Croatian cuisine reflects Central European influences with heartier dishes suited to colder winters. Slavonia is famous for its paprika-spiced dishes including kobanak, a stew that originated with shepherds, and kulen, a spicy fermented sausage that requires months of careful aging. Zagreb's restaurants serve traditional dishes like strukli, a pastry filled with cottage cheese that can be either boiled or baked, and turkey with mlinci, a type of flatbread pasta. Practical considerations. Navigating Croatia successfully requires understanding various practical aspects that can significantly impact your travel experience. The country's transportation infrastructure has improved dramatically in recent decades, with modern highways connecting major cities and well-maintained coastal roads offering spectacular scenic drives. The highway system includes tolls, so travelers should budget accordingly and consider keeping cash euros handy for toll booths, though cards are increasingly accepted. Rental cars provide the greatest flexibility for exploring, particularly for reaching hilltop towns in Istria or remote beaches, though parking in historic city centres can be challenging and expensive during peak season. Public transportation offers economical alternatives for those preferring not to drive. The bus network is extensive and reliable, with comfortable coaches connecting even small towns. Journey times can be long due to winding coastal roads and multiple stops, but buses offer opportunities to see the landscape and meet locals. The ferry system, primarily operated by Jadrolinija, connects the mainland with islands through a combination of car ferries for major routes and passenger-only catamarans for faster connections. During summer, additional private operators provide more options, though schedules require careful planning as not all islands have daily connections. Croatia adopted the euro in 2023, simplifying transactions for visitors from other Eurozone countries. Credit and debit cards are widely accepted in cities and tourist areas, though smaller establishments and rural areas may prefer cash. ATMs are plentiful in urban areas but can be scarce on smaller islands, so planning ahead is advisable. Tipping follows European customs, with rounding up or leaving 10% considered appropriate for good service in restaurants. The Croatian language, while challenging for English speakers with its complex grammar and unfamiliar sounds, rewards even basic attempts at communication. In tourist areas, English proficiency is generally high, with German and Italian also commonly spoken. Learning basic greetings and phrases shows respect for local culture and often elicits warm responses from Croatians who appreciate the effort. Hidden treasures. Beyond the well-known destinations lie numerous hidden gems that offer authentic experiences away from tourist crowds. This island, the farthest inhabited island from the mainland, maintains an authentic atmosphere due to its decades of isolation as a military base. The island offers excellent diving opportunities, including explorations of underwater caves and World War II wrecks, while its restaurants serve some of the Adriatic's best seafood in unpretentious settings. The town of Komija, on the island's western coast, preserves traditional fishing culture and provides access to the Blue Cave on nearby Bisevo Island, where sunlight creates an ethereal blue glow. Muljet National Park, occupying the western third of Muljet Island, protects pristine Mediterranean forest and two saltwater lakes connected to the sea through narrow channels. A small island within the larger lake holds a Benedictine monastery that adds a fairy tale element to an already magical setting. The park offers excellent cycling and hiking trails through pine forests, while the lakes provide safe, calm swimming conditions perfect for families. The city of Šibenik, often overlooked by travelers rushing between Split and Zadar, rewards those who stop at the UNESCO-listed Cathedral of St. James, an architectural masterpiece constructed entirely from stone without mortar or wood. The recently renovated fortresses above the city offer panoramic views and house cultural events, while the narrow streets of the old town maintain an authentic atmosphere less affected by mass tourism than more famous destinations. Zadar has begun attracting more attention thanks to unique modern installations that complement its Roman and Venetian heritage. The sea organ, built into the waterfront steps, creates haunting music from wave action, while the nearby sun salutation uses solar panels to create a light show after dark. These contemporary additions enhance rather than detract from the city's historic appeal, which includes Roman ruins, medieval churches, and excellent museums. The mountainous region of Gorski Kotar, between Zagreb and the coast, offers a completely different Croatian experience focused on forests, mountains, and outdoor activities. The region provides hiking and skiing opportunities, with the Riznjak National Park protecting lynx, bears, and wolves in pristine wilderness. Traditional mountain villages maintain customs and cuisines distinct from both coastal and lowland regions. Contemporary Croatia. Understanding contemporary Croatia requires acknowledging its recent history, particularly the homeland war of the 1990s that established independence, but left physical and psychological scars. Many cities still show evidence of the conflict, from rebuilt buildings in Dubrovnik to memorials in Vukovar, which suffered the most extensive destruction. Museums and monuments throughout the country tell this story, providing context for Croatia's pride in its hard-won sovereignty and its enthusiasm for European Union membership achieved in 2013. The country's rapid tourism growth has brought both opportunities and challenges. While tourism provides employment and economic development, concerns about over-tourism, particularly in Dubrovnik, have led to discussions about sustainable tourism management. Many Croatians work in tourism during summer but maintain other professions during winter, creating seasonal rhythms that affect local communities. Understanding and respecting these dynamics helps visitors contribute positively to the places they visit. Croatian society maintains strong family ties and regional identities that influence social interactions. The concept of fjaka, a Dalmatian philosophy of relaxation and taking life slowly, contrasts with the more industrious attitudes of continental regions. These regional differences add richness to the Croatian experience, but can sometimes confuse visitors expecting uniformity. Conclusion: Croatia offers far more than just another Mediterranean beach destination. It provides a complex, rewarding travel experience that satisfies diverse interests and travel styles. The country's ability to preserve its cultural heritage while embracing contemporary development, to protect its natural environment while welcoming millions of visitors, and to maintain distinct regional identities within a unified national framework makes it a fascinating destination that rewards repeated visits. From the ancient walls of Dubrovnik that have witnessed centuries of history to the pristine waterfalls of Plitvice that continue their patient work of creation, from the sophisticated truffle cuisine of Istria to the simple grilled fish of Dalmatian conifers, Croatia weaves together experiences that linger long after the journey ends. The country's true magic lies not in any single attraction but in the accumulation of moments: a sunset viewed from a Hvar hilltop, a conversation with a Zagreb cafe owner, the taste of wine produced from grapes grown in the same vineyard for centuries, the sound of clapper singers echoing through stone streets. Whether you seek adventure in mountain parks, relaxation on island beaches, cultural enrichment in museums and galleries, or culinary discoveries in traditional restaurants, Croatia provides the stage for memorable experiences. The country continues to evolve, balancing preservation with progress, tradition with innovation, local authenticity with international appeal. This dynamic quality ensures that Croatia remains not just a destination to visit once but a country to return to, each visit revealing new layers of beauty, culture, and meaning in this jewel of the Adriatic.